Welcome back to Rushdown Radio, where we punch up, not down. When I first booted up my Poison of the Past, I genuinely thought I was in for something special. The striking art style, the fast-paced intro, and that signature indie charm, it all hinted at a game with real potential to stand out. And in a sea of formulaic RPGs, anything that dares to be different at least deserves a closer look. But the deeper I got, the more I felt the weight of that ambition slowly buckle under its own pressure. Maliki wants to do a lot: blend narrative drama with anime flair, wrap tactical RPG combat and time manipulation, and toss in a cozy home base where you can farm, cook, and craft. That's a lot of ingredients to juggle, and unfortunately, they never quite gel into something cohesive. The setup itself is actually pretty cool. You're playing as Sand, a mysterious avatar navigating through timelines to fix the space-time continuum, while the world reels from a disaster caused by the poison, a sentient, time-warping plant monster. All of this unfolds under the guidance of Maliki, who leads a group of survivors in a pocket dimension called the Domain. It's wild sci-fi with emotional undertones, and on paper, it sounds like the kind of game that should have a cult following. But once the game actually gets going, things get chaotic, and not in a fun, time-bending kind of way. The pacing is all over the place. It throws you into action with barely any context, then stacks new mechanics on top of each other before you've had time to grasp the last one. Dialogue scenes appear and disappear abruptly, key plot points blur together, and it often feels like the game is rushing to get to the next thing without making sure you've connected with the moment you're in. That same energy carries over into the gameplay. Maliki is absolutely packed with systems: turn-based combat, environmental puzzles, elemental affinities, tag team combo attacks, crafting, farming, base upgrades. The list goes on. The core mechanic, the chrono pack, should be the glue that ties this together. It lets you manipulate time during battles and exploration, which sounds like a dream on paper. But in practice, it feels oddly hollow. Other games have pulled off similar systems with more polish and more payoff. Here, it feels like a promising prototype that didn't quite reach the finish line. The elemental system barely registers too. You'll notice hints that it's there, but the game never really teaches you how it works or when to use it. That same lack of clarity applies to a lot of the features, like the crafting systems, the farming mechanics, and even the combat itself. There's just too much going on, and none of it is developed enough to be satisfying on its own. One thing I will give the game credit for is its performance. Despite all its visual style and mechanical layers, Maliki runs surprisingly well. I was able to play it smoothly on a Surface Pro 5, which is hardly a powerhouse. That's a nice win for folks on older hardware or low-end laptops. It's accessible in ways a lot of indie games should be, but aren't. And that really sums up Maliki Poison of the Past, a game that's easy to admire, but hard to love. You can feel the passion behind it. You can see what it wanted to be. But between the jumbled pacing, the scattered mechanics, and the lack of cohesion, the experience doesn't come together in the way it needed to. It's not broken. It's not bad. It's just muddled. If you're someone who loves experimental indie games or just wants to support a wild swing at something different, it might still be worth checking out. But for most players, this is going to feel like more of a curiosity than a compelling playthrough. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Rushdown Radio YouTube channel. We've got more indie spotlights, deep dives, and hot takes coming soon, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. Until next time, may your adventures in life be filled with epic quests and legendary victories.